Hello and welcome. So, I'm going to take a look at the Times quick cryptic crossword, and this is being published on Wednesday, the 25th of May 2025, and it's been set by Joker. So, Joker is one of our regular setters. I was going to say submits a couple of puzzles a month, but this will actually be the 12th one, and we're still only in May, which is only 5 months into the year. So, more than two a month we've had from Joker. A look back in my records for the year shows that generally they're taking about 13 to 16 minutes. Had one 11-minute, but also a couple in the mid-20s and one debacle that took me 40 minutes and I failed. So yeah, I don't think there's anything more to say other than to reset the timer and crack on. Dead month at the end of the year went slowly. Dead month at the end of the year. End of the year is an R. I don't know. Oh, dread, music, not dead and dread. Dread musical ability going after fever's onset. Well, fever, dread is to fear. Yeah, musical ear. You got your ear. Call back youth around one. Youth lad laid. Call back laid. Dial. Dial. Okay. Gosh. Word differently with hearers confused about page. That looks like an anagram. Hearers page. Word differently is to rephrase. Okay, we like that. Permit the growing of crops that can be sustained. Permit is to allow or let. The growing of crops. Is that an anagram of crops? Let. I wonder if that's an anagram of crops that can be sustained. Don't know. Okay, small child's side is small child top slide. Small child. Tot. Don't know. March is leaving Shangri-La. Say. March is leaving Shangri-La. Is that a hidden word? Relax. Don't know. Angrily. Angry. March. Shangri-La is kind of a heavenly place. It's not quite. It's a fabled city, I think. Upset fish in tin. Is that tin being SN? Let's put an S there. I'll put the N there. What the heck? Upset would be salmon. Splash out on grabbing ring. Float. Gosh, grabbing ring would be putting O into a word, I think. Splash out is to pay. Float. Splash out is to treat. Okay. Cruel coal mine I bar. Pit. Pitiful. Pit I. Coal mine pit. Not coal. It feels like there should be an anagram of coal mine I. Bar is to. Not sure. Okay. Line one item of clothing not having a right tough fibre. Line was li. What item of clothing? Dress, des, lides, tough fibre. Don't know. Embarrassing mistake, docking bird's tail. Embarrassing mistake, just name a bird without. So crow. Need a 5-letter bird. Duck, swan, hen, chicken. Robin. Charge, including function for, that's a fate, isn't it? Fee with a T in it. Prison officer reported very little inspection. Prison officer's a screw. Sometimes screw, very little inspection. Reported very little inspection. I mean, it's a sound like of something. I assume it's a sound like a prison officer, but not entirely sure. Audited, very little micro. Don't know. Okay, the best part of A-level elite. So that's a hidden word. What holds fishing line that's run out for fish? What holds fishing line is a reel. Eel. Okay, take the R off a reel comes eel. Good. Perhaps rows a short time in submarine. I don't think that's a hidden word backwards. Niram. Perhaps rose, or rose a short time in submarine. It's not a U-boat. I think a short time, probably a. Sub. No. Burst. Lower deck is holding a record. Lower deck is holding a record. Record could be a log. Don't know. Anticipate for topping everything with wood. For stall. For sea. Forest. That's forest, isn't it? For topping is for Saul. Everything is all. I think the wood is forest. I don't know for certain. Everything must be all. Each. For no. Gold. AU, I suppose. Austere. Something generally generating interest is a favourable sign. Auspice. I think that's an auspice. I think. I'm not sure really. That can't be an N, can it? And that probably isn't a C. Upset fish in tin. Don't know. Oh, no, it's an E, isn't it? Oh, could be an N then. This slide. Small child. Skid. Okay, yeah, small kid. Fair enough. That's probably auspice then. So maybe my S and my N are okay in there. Can't be another E, can it? Upset. Yeah, fish. Fish in an E. Not sure. Right, let's keep going. Prepare servant verbally for immediate employment. Prepare servant verbally for immediate. So servant could be something like a page, I suppose. Man. Could be a female servant, which I can't think of any names for at the moment. Immediate employment is use. Verbally suggests it might be a sound like. Oral. Disparaging area. Public transport one has. Train like a former Times reporter. Train like as a Times reporter. Express, I think that is. Teacher taking up harmful alcohol. That's not good. Teacher, tutor, taking up harmful alcohol. Don't know why that'd be tutor. Would be a coach. Could be coach. Doesn't quite fit. Laugh at son over trite humour. Laugh at is to son over. Laugh at is to bird driving another away in scrap. Yeah. It's about what dead month is that? December, I suppose it is at the end. Dead D month at the end of the year went slowly. Deceased. Deceased. Deck. Yeah, deceased. Okay, very good. Deceased. Right, I like what it's done there. Lower deck. Depress. EP. Dress. A deck is a dress. Is it? Not sure about that. I think it is. Rose a short time in submarine. Sub. Sir. Perhaps Rose. Rose. Perhaps Rose. Permit. Okay, I thought this was let, didn't I? And then growing of crops. If that's to press, that is not going to happen. I mean, that might not be depress, of course. The growing of crops, that can be stained. Lettuce. March is leaving Shangri-La. say. So Shangri-La is an example of Fable, March, demo, month. Upset fish in tin. Fish in tin, so it's not upset fish, is it? It's just a fish in tin would be 4-letter fish. Place haddock. Can't think. What's this? Cruel carmine eye bar is not going. If that's express, then that isn't. And if that's forest, is that just forestall? Anticipates to forestall, isn't it? Really, I suppose. Okay. It could be an anagram of cruel mine. Train like is an express train. I think it's like a former times for what is it? Express. Fair enough. Cruel coal mine. I bar. Cruel pit. Okay, must be pit then, mustn't it? Pity. Bar. Pit. I. Pestilence. Pit. I. If that was pit, that becomes T. Tutor. Teacher taking up harmful alcohol. That's not good. Gut rot. Yeah, gut rot. Okay. Tutor. So rot is gut rot going upwards, I think. I think it is anyway. I did say screw. Scrutiny. Scrutiny. Okay, scrutiny is little inspection. Fair enough, I get it. Prison officer is a screw. Reported very little. Scrutiny. Yep. I feel like that's tit for bird, but driving another away in scrap. I can't think why that would be a tit though. If it is this one, so it's a lifebelt line. Oh, I've put LI. Line one item of clothing. Not having right tough fibre. March. Okay, let that one splash out on grabbing ring. Float. Bar. Upset fishing. Shaken. Hake. Okay. Upset. Shaken. Fair enough. I think that must be auspice then. Or spice. Auspicious. Favourable sign. It's auspicious. Auspice. So probably that's depress. Gonna leave it for a moment. This one with an N now. Laugh at sun over trite humour. Laugh at sun over. Is that literally no NIS over trite humour? I don't know what trite humour is. Is it trite? Is it like a pun? I'm not sure. This one, embarrassing mistake, docking bird's tail. God, we've got 2 bird clues there. Bird driving away another. Embarrassing mistake is a, don't know, pity, cruel. I think it's pity something. Pity. But I don't know what it is. Pit, I, bar. Lest. I think that's pitilest. If that's pitiless, bar. Pitiless. Pitiless. Yeah, okay. Pitiless, I think. I try to think how you spell pitiless. It must be pity-less. Not very keen on that one. This again, perhaps rose. So I think rose is meant to be an example of what we're looking at here. A short time submarine. Short time can be a moment. It can be. I think a short time is just a T, isn't it? In which case that's straw. Is it straw? No. In submarine, what's the? Is it a shrub? Oh yeah, it's shrub, isn't it? HR for hour. Hour, should I say. Permit. Okay, so this is enable, is it? The growing of crops that can be sustained. Arable. The growing of crops. Lettable. Assuming that's depressed, which I think it is now. I'm more confident that being depressed. The growing of crops. That can be sustained. I think it's probably permit is let. Oops, let. And then the growing crops is... maybe it's not arable. Arable? Wearable. Bearable. Permit. Be. Bearable. Yeah, bearable. Sustained, isn't it? Okay, go with that being depressed. So this means this is prepare servant. Is that just an anagram? Of servants. Servant. Verbally for immediate employment. Take me down to there, wouldn't it? I still want it to be lifebelt. Line 1. I mean, line is normally... I mean, it could be row, I suppose. Row for not having item of clothing. Could be anything though. Line 1. Tough fibre. Not very good on tough fibres. Let's see, that is disparaging area public transport one has. I mean, public transport is only really buses, trams and trains. Disparaging area. So area is normally A. Public transport abusive. Yeah, disparaging is a bus. I have. Okay. I think that's got to be a lie. Liniment. Line. Garment. Liniment. Is that liniment? That'd be. I don't think it is. Although that could be page, couldn't it? I did say page. Prepare for immediate employment is to. Don't know. Let's see if we can get this one. So splash out. It's just a boy, is it? Splash out. Buy. Yeah, buy and boy. Okay. Fair enough. I had that in my mind somewhere, but maybe to do with the skid clue. March is leaving Shangri-La. Because there's definitely no E in Shangri-La, so it's not a hidden word. Archive, chisel, no, it's not a hidden word. Parade, paradise now, paradise, parade, there we are. Also it's ready, prepare, ready, immediate employment is ready. Prepare is to ready, a servant, ready made, that kind of made. Okay, I think this has to be liniment, but I don't quite understand. Ligament, tough fibre, garment without a right, yeah, okay, I'll go ligament in there. Which 17 minutes, 2 to 3 left in a little corner I can't get to. Laugh at sun over trite humour. Laugh at is to scorn. Trite humour, corn. I think that's scorn, isn't it? I think that's scorn. I'm not sure about that really. I really wanted that to be crow, but embarrassing is... If that were tit, I don't know it is, but if it were, embarrassing mistake would be a blooper. Gosh, embarrassing mistake would be, what is it? Can't be that. I keep putting crow in there in my head. But I need a 5-letter bird, which I'm not really managing to think of at the moment. To get... This one down here, bird driving another away in scrap. Scrap is tat. I hope that'll become more obvious if when I've got the one going across really. Well, as I'm now, okay, so we're at 19.5 minutes. I'm going to put this into pause while I think to myself. Right, I think this is a bit for a scrap, and it's a tit bit, so that's bird. And I think this is a boob, and there's a bird called a booby, but I don't know. Yes, 26:55. Oh, good 7 minutes there on that last two. Yeah, but I suddenly thought of boob as being a embarrassing mistake, and I vaguely think I've heard of a bird called a boob, but I don't know if that's right. And then I sat there and thought, well, bat, bet, bit, bot, and just couldn't get that for a while, thinking I was looking for a bird. And then I suddenly thought, scrap is a bit, um, and therefore a tit bit is also a scrap. So take the tit off of tit bit, which is a type of scrap. Still gives you a bit. Right, let's go through those clues. That was a little bit difficult, I think. What we got? Right, we got deceased. Deceased is dead. That's definition. That's a nice one. The month at the end of the year is December. Dec, and then went slowly is eased. I think we had ease in easel yesterday. To dread is to fear. That's definition. Musical ability is ear. You've got a musician's ear, so that's fair enough. Or, as one of my friends said, he's got a tin ear, i.e. he hasn't got any musical ability. Going after fever's onset, so the first of fever is an F, so that's fear. To call is to dial. Youth, back youth. We've got lad going backwards. Around one is an I. Word differently is to rephrase, and that's an anagram of hearers. Confused is your anagram indicator. Going around a P for page. That's why P for page is what I was thinking of, a page down there, I think, probably. To permit. So permit is to be, allow is to be, and the growing of crops is arable. Something that can be sustained is bearable. Small is S, and a child is a kid, which gives you a skid, which is a slide. A march is a parade, and then we've got is leaving Shangri-La say. So Shangri-La is an example of paradise, so take the IS of paradise out of IS. Take the IS out of paradise, gives you parade. If you're upset, then you might be shaken. A fish is a hake going in tin, and tin in the chemical symbols is SN. To splash out is to buy. Grabbing an O for ring. Ring is an O because it's shaped like a ring, and that gives you a buoy, which is a float. If you're cruel, then you might be pitiless. Coal mine is a pit. I is in the clue, and then bar is less. I don't really know why bar is less, but it is apparently. I mean, I can see a sort of association. You've got fewer going in. If you bar people, then you've got less people around, but doesn't really go very well. Don't like that. Line is L, a standard abbreviation. One is I, and then we've got a garment, which is an item of clothing, but it doesn't have an R in it, so take the R out of garment, gives you garment. And a ligament is a tough fibre, one of those things in your body. Embarrassing mistake is a boob, and docking a bird's table. So I think there's a bird called a booby, so take that ending off. I don't know if it's an IE or a Y, but either way. A charge is a fee, including T for time is a fate, and a fate is an outdoor function. Right, prison officer reported. So I said, as soon as I looked at it, I went, a prison officer is a screw, but reported saying it's a sound like a screw, which is why we're spelling it with a U, and then very little is tiny, and scrutiny is inspection. Fair enough. The best is the elite. The elite are the best, and then part of is your hidden word indicator that elite is a hidden word across A level I teach. What holds fish in line is a reel, but that's run out, so take the R off of reel, becomes an eel, which is a fish. Perhaps rose. Rose is an example of a shrub. A short time, so yeah, HR for hour, going in for submarine. I don't really like that because the difficulty of a lot of this clue, this puzzle's been so difficult that you kind of think I need something more for submarine than just to make it a sub. So to lower is to depress. If you feel low, then you feel depressed. I don't know really. Not a synonym I would use for lower. But anyway, the deck is dress, holding an EP, I think. EP is a record. Dress, you're decked out, you're dressed like this, I suppose. To anticipate is to forestall. Forestall, anticipate, forestall. Topping everything with wood. Okay, so we've got a forest on top of all, which is everything. So topping can be used as that in that way because it's a down glue. Gold is AU, chemical symbol. Something genuinely interesting is spice. I mean, you might say something's a bit spicy, but generating interest, spice. Okay, so yeah, they make things a bit spicy, then they generate interest. Okay, not very keen on that. A favourable sign is an auspice, as in that's auspicious. That's a good sign. What do we got here? Prepare. Prepare is to ready. Servant verbally, so got made as a sound like. So made would, a servant would be M-A-I-D. So sound like that. Is ready made is, yeah, you can immediately employ using this ready made thing. Discouraging is abusive is more than discouraging, I would say, but there you go. A for area. Public transport is a bus. And one has is I have. One is I actually. Yeah, one have. Yeah, I have. Train is an express train, and it's like a former Times reporter. So literally, they are express. A teacher is a tutor, taking up harmful alcohol. Well, harmful alcohol is gut rot, but take the G out, so rot gut maybe. Maybe it's rot gut without the G. Laugh at is to scorn. Sun going over pitiful, trite humour, which is corn. That's a bit corny, which is a bit trite. And finally, as I say, the bird driving another away in scrap. So scrap is a bit. Another word for a scrap is a titbit. So take the bird off of titbit, leaves you just a bit. So there you go, just under 27 minutes. That was a bit of a workout, to say the least. Thanks for watching.